Hi, students. Hey, for this session, guys, I'm going to explain to you how to write the argumentative essay, and I am going to show you the actual assignment and show you the model, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so here is the actual assignment, the argumentative essay research assignment. It comes in two parts, okay? The first part is the research itself that counts 50% of your grade. And the part two is the final essay with the research in it. So the way I'm going to average this is, let's just say you make a perfect score of 100 on part one. And yes, you can do that. You can make a perfect score of 100 on part one. Many students have done it before, or you should make a high A. So, and let's just say your second part two, you make, let's say a 60. Okay. The way I will average or tally your grades is I will um, average those two parts up, divide by two, and your overall grade here would be an 80. So as you can see, that's a very generous grading system. It's hard to do poorly on this final essay, which counts so much of your grade. So that's exactly how I will grade this assignment. So this essay needs to be at least 4 pages, 4 to 7 pages long. So you have to have at least 4 full pages. Okay. If you want to do more, you can, you know, write 7 pages. And you have to have three sources. You have to have one visual, a YouTube clip or documentary, one book, online or printed, and one reliable website or peer-reviewed article. All right. How do you get started? If I were you, I'd read the argumentative essay section of your textbook so you'll know what the purpose is and what the meaning of an argumentative essay is. Because I'm going to explain it to you today, but it's always better when you go and you read it. And the more you read and the more you get explanations, the better you'll understand a topic. You'll need to do some research on your topic and start brainstorming. So since this essay comes in two parts, you'll have two separate due dates. I would look at my due dates today, figure out your due dates like today. And when you submit part one, the research, you need to upload this. You need to upload quotes from your book, quotes from your website or peer-reviewed article, and quotes from your visual and the works cited page. Now, how do you do that? Some students just simply copy and paste all of their quotes on one Word document and just upload it, or separate Word documents and upload it. And some students just simply get the hard copy book, or of what book or article, what they're going to use, whatever source you're going to use, and they just make copies of that and they highlight the quotes, and then they scan everything in, and they upload it. So either way is fine. So here again, you'll need three sources: one book, printed or online, one reliable website or a peer-reviewed article, and one visual YouTube clip or documentary. Okay. If you use peer-reviewed sources, make sure it comes from sources like, journals, quarterlies, or reviews, not the explicator. And on the data research portion is to upload it to the Dropbox. And here's what you need to upload. Highlight 7 quotes you think you may use from your book. Notice how I said you think you may use, because you may not use these quotes. You remember, this is the research part of it. I just need to see that you have at least thought about your research and thought about what you think you may use. You may not use any of these in your essay. I would use some of them, but you may not use all of them. And also, so just remember that. So highlight 7 quotes you think you may use from a website or peer-reviewed article. And on a sheet of paper, type 5 quotes from your visual that you think you may use in your essay. Now, why do you have to type the visual? Because you're listening. And so you have to pay very close attention and type what you think the person is saying. Or I will show you a website on Galileo that gives you a transcript, so you don't have to type. You can just copy and paste. And then you need a works cited page. Upload that works cited page. Now, so students will ask me all the time, what if I find something else I like? Well, guess what? As you're researching, and the research may take for all the way to the end of you actually submitting your paper. So research really never stops. It's an ongoing process. And if you decide, you know what, hey, I like this book better than I like anything else, then I like this book. So if you find two books and the one you submitted for part one, you decide you don't want to use it again, that's fine. You don't have to use it. Just update your works cited page when you submit your final paper. Okay. So here you are, guys. Part one, as you can see, straightforward to the point. Part two is the essay itself. And here are the essay topics. So as you can see, there are about 9 topics. And let me just point out some. All of them have, you can say a lot. So if you choose one, number one, privacy. Privacy is a huge topic now. When you talk about privacy, if Americans need less or more privacy, you're focusing mainly on Big Brother. Do you think Big Brother or the government should be watching you? Are you okay with the Big Brother tapping your phones? Some people say, yeah, sure, I don't have anything to hide. So if that's the case, you will be for less privacy. But if you say, no, I don't want anybody spying on me, I want to be able to live life without being spied on, then you're for more privacy. Okay. Number two, and there are a lot of examples of that. Oh my gosh, when the government confiscates people's phones and they want to break into the phones or they get in there for information, a lot of times the tech people, they won't give it because of privacy. So two, should doctors focus on more holistic approach to healing patients or a traditional approach? So this topic, if you feel that doctors use too much medicine and you feel like they should do a more traditional approach to medicine, and not traditional, but holistic approach where they're using more herbs, acupuncture, exercise, then that's the topic for you. And number three, is illegal immigration really harming American society? Uh, focus on immigration and not focus on illegal immigration and not immigration in general. That means that we're focusing on illegal immigration. Sometimes for this topic, students would veer off and start focusing on immigration in general. But that's another hot topic. 4, is exploring outer space a waste of time or valuable endeavor? For this topic, think about it. Think about outer space. Is there something that we use every single day in every single society that was created from outer space, or that was used in outer space or created from just outer space exploration? Or is it just a waste of time? Is it a waste of time? Do we really need to do outer space? You decide. And 5, is animal testing for cosmetics or medical purposes good or bad? Some people say yes. If to save a human life, yes, inject that bunny's eye would die. Experiment on that monkey. But some people are like, no, we should never ever harm animals at any cost, no matter what. Number 6, is social media help to harm society? What do you think about social media like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? Has it harmed or helped society? Some people say, yes, it's helped society because you can find jobs. People make money on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or no, it's harmed just because, online dating or something like that, it's bad. 7, which form of power will produce more peace in the world? So what do you think about this? Has to do with soft or hard power. Soft power is, convincing people through your culture to get along and to make peace, or hard power, of course, is war. And 8, should sex education in schools focus on abstinence only? So do you think sex education in schools should focus on abstinence? That means teaching students how to stay virgins until they're married. Some people say yes, because it prevents diseases. But then on the other hand, some people say no, because it causes diseases when they don't know what sex education is all about. And then 9, should elementary, middle, or high school administration ban sports like football or hockey? So a lot of people say young people should not be playing sports, like hard sports like football or hockey. Some people feel that they should just be playing, maybe soft sports like soccer or maybe basketball. Do you think this is true? Should they ban it? Should they ban all of these sports? You decide. So In your paper, guys, you're going to have your introduction. This time, you're going to have what we call the opposition point of view. And that opposition point of view, basically, it just acknowledges that there's somebody against you. Okay. Like if for privacy, if you for more privacy, then somebody's going to be against you. They're going to want less privacy. Okay. You got to mention that in your introduction, so at least you'll acknowledge somewhere in your paper that you know somebody is against you. Some students like going back and forth with what they say and what the opposition say. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. I would just focus my entire essay on my viewpoint, because when you go back and forth, a lot of students will end up writing the opposition, and then your paper will be off topic. So you have to have your body paragraph, strategically put your quotes where they need to be. You have to have a picture that embodies your quotes. Or embodies your overall theme of your paper. So if it's on privacy, you may want to get like 2 spy glasses or something or goggles or something like that. Binoculars, those binoculars. And then you have to have a conclusion, a works cited page. Like I said before, you need a works cited page. However, if you want to update a source, then you just update it on your works cited page. No glaring grammar mistakes, and write in third person point of view. So that's the assignment, parts 1 and 2, right there. Okay. Now, let me show you guys where you can find your sources. Let me show you where you can actually find your sources. So let me share again. So guys, take a look at this until it comes up. Okay. So here's your lib, guys. And all of this, guys, everything I'm showing you is in Blackboard. So this is the lib guides for you. And this is the place where you guys, the library created this. This is a place where you guys can find all of your sources. The first source I would go to for this paper is opposing viewpoints. I would so go here. Let's just say you're going to do the privacy. And this is why I like it, because it gives an overview of privacy. Then look at what it does. It gives you academic journals. It gives you viewpoints, primary sources, references, biographies, images. You have to have an image. But then it gives you audio. It gives you videos, news, magazines, statistics, everything. And then at the bottom, it gives you kind of related topics if you want to broaden your horizons or your topics. Find examples that you can put in your essay. But yeah, that's why I love this website. It has pretty much everything you need in one source. So you may get lucky. Some students, that's all they need to do is just look at opposing viewpoints. So that's opposing viewpoints. And let's go to, I'm trying to think another place that is good for you. If you want a peer-reviewed article, then I would go to ProQuest here. I would hit full text peer-reviewed, and then just type in like privacy in America. And just see if you can find, oh, the unwanted gaze. I would look at this. I would so look at this. 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I would look at this one. And make sure you find articles that are like peer-reviewed articles are at least like 10, 12 pages long. Sometimes they're 30 to 40 pages long. They're usually about 10 pages long, 10, 15 pages long. So look in this and see what's interesting for your peer-reviewed articles. The protection of workers, network in America, searching eyes, privacy, the state, and disease surveillance in America. Oh my God, that looks so good. So I would probably go there. Then for my ebooks, again, ProQuest. Just type in something like privacy. Type in your topic. Don't underestimate. You may find a whole bunch. See this one, privacy in America. And you guys, this is a full book. These are like full books. These are not like half of books. These have hundreds of thousands of books that's there for you that you can take your time and read on any topic. Really, if you have time and just sit down and read, you would come up, you would have a lot of knowledge in your head. And that's what you need to write a good paper is a lot of knowledge. Then here's your videos. So remember I was telling you with your videos, I would choose films on demand here. And let me tell you why I would choose films on demand. I like films on demand because it's student friendly. It has, here it is, here is the video, little short documentary sometimes full on an hour. But the reason I love it is because it breaks everything down in segments. Also, it has a transcript. And you guys, you can sit and listen to it. But guess what? If you don't want to listen to the whole thing and you just want to read and browse through it, you can do that too. And look, it lets you copy and paste. And it lets you can copy this on a Word document. But you don't have to sit and go back 50 million times to listen to what the person's saying. You don't have to sit back 50 million, go back 50 million times and listen to everything the person's saying. Here, you see what they're saying. You can see it on this transcript. Like I just copy and paste for your part one, choose 5 quotes and there you go. Okay. That's why I love films on demand. So that's Galileo. Yeah, that's what I would use. I would always use Galileo. There it is. Okay. For your research. Now, let me show you guys how to write this essay. Okay, here it is. You guys, before you view this entire PowerPoint, I would make sure that you have pen or pencil in hand so you can take notes. Make sure that you have printed the argumentative essay assignment. Yes, print it so you can read it because remember, I am just literally skimming over this information. I am not going into detail. You have to go into detail because this is the assignment you need to understand. In order to understand, I would print the assignment so that I'll know exactly what I needed to do. And yeah, so you can look at it. Don't try to do everything online. Some students would just look online, they miss all the details, information gets cut off, and they end up not doing well. Make sure that you have read all of the available resources on Blackboard. And it's okay if it takes you a few days to read this PowerPoint. Sometimes that happens. So what is an argumentative essay? It requires you to take a position and argue something and add your supporting evidence to convince people. The first thing you want to do is explore your topic, anticipate opposing views, decide which points of argument to include, organize your essay, offer evidence that effectively supports your claim. So the first thing you need to do is choose a topic. Find a topic you feel strongly about. Remember, you have to be strongly for or against this topic. You can't be on the fence. So let's just take this topic here as practice. Have automobiles helped or harmed society? First, you're going to explore the pros and the cons. What are pros and cons? If you agree that the automobile has helped society, that means you're pro autos. If you feel like it's hurt society, autos have hurt society, you're con, you disagree. So the reason you want to kind of look at what both say is because it kind of helps you build a stronger argument when you know both sides. When you just want to know one side, sometimes you just don't have all the information you need. I would explore your topic first. Sometimes, like I said, brainstorm. Just go through the writing process. Um, Type your topic in Google and just see what people are saying about it. Remember, you're just browsing and brainstorming. This is just for general information so you'll know what's out there. Then, like we just said, I would go to Galileo. I would go to opposing viewpoints and try and find something you can use in your essay. It's fine to use Google Books or reliable websites on Google. Just make sure you follow the proper protocol. That's what I would do. So, for instance, this topic, I would probably, in terms of reliable websites, I would probably go to places like government places, like U.S. Department of Transportation, any type of government place or educational website, or any kind of institutions like the Brookings Institution, or reliable places that have been around, places that have been around for a long time. Those are usually reliable. So AAA, Geico, U.S. Department of Education. So how you want to start it? You're going to start jotting down ideas to form your argument. So here's the start of the thesis. Automobiles have harmed society because of the increase in deaths by distracted drivers, blank and blank. Now compare that one to this one. Automobiles have harmed society because of increasing bad things. Notice how one is precise. You can actually expand on it. You can actually find statistics on it. You can find research on it. And one is extremely just vague, bad things. You won't be able to write a paper on that. Okay, now that you've created a thesis, start writing a draft. Your argument is based on your opinion. So your examples are based on your common knowledge about the topic. Remember, this is all about common knowledge for you. Let's just say this one. Let's just say I went on the internet and I saw this lady, Alexandra Mansonet, okay? And she was a distracted driver. She hit somebody and somebody died. This is all over the internet. So it's a common knowledge example because it comes up in hundreds and thousands of pages. So you can definitely use this example for the common knowledge. This is just a quick word on appeals. So when you have your examples, there are certain examples that you want to try to convince people with or sway them. So, for instance, ethos. No, people are sort of trying to getting good with your, let me see, how can so ethos is when you're trying to convince somebody of something ethical, okay? Like the animal testing. Some people say it's horrible to kill animals. They're people too, okay? Pathos means that these examples are going to be basically focused on your emotions. The automobile is bad because kids get ran over every year. A young child gets run over by a distracted driver. And logos just means logical appeal. That has a lot to do with statistics. So it's going to look like this. Your paper is going to look something like this, your body paragraphs at least. Okay. Automobiles are harmful because of the deaths caused by distracted drivers. Notice how I have my topic sentence. Automobiles are harmful because of deaths caused by distracted drivers. Okay, we have that. Notice in red, that's my real life example. I gotta give an example of what I mean. So, for example, in 2016, a lady named Alexandra Montanet was texting and driving. She hit 39-year-old Wen Wang, who later died in hospital. And then purple, you have to explain why this is bad and why, and you have to integrate why the automobile is the cause of this for the most part. Here you have the automobile and you have people. What are people doing in it? They're being distracted. So the Wang family will be suffering since her income was needed to support the family. Distracted drivers do not pay attention to the world around them. They're so busy trying to answer text. Okay. According to AAA's website, 2019 data from the National Highway. Now, this underlined part is not evidence. Remember, your evidence, your sources are experts. These experts are pretty much agreeing with you. So when you write your paper, you want to find experts they're agreeing with what you're saying. They agree with you. Okay. And as you can see here, distracted driving crashes killed 3,000, there you go. So that's how you want to format or set up your paragraphs. And this is one way you can this is pretty much one way you can go about putting your essay together. That's it with that. And lastly, guys, let me just show you. Let me show you the last thing, and this is the model essay. Okay, so it's coming up. Okay, here it is. So here's a model essay. And I want you to pay attention to it. The first thing I want you to think about is read the introduction. And I want you to tell me is the author for or against television? That's very important. Is the author for or against television? And as you can see, based on the thesis, it says television has proven to be harmful. So you know the author is against television. So if the author is against it, you have to somewhere in your essay, preferably the intro, you have to state that somebody is against what you are saying. You have to not acknowledge the opposition's viewpoint. Because if you don't, your paper is not going to be completely fully flushed out. It's not going to be fully developed. So make sure you acknowledge that. Here is the opposition sentence. Many people feel that television has helped improve their lives by entertaining them through reality-based shows and educating them. That's my opposition viewpoint. That my opposition is opposite of my viewpoint. But I have to acknowledge it. Now, as you can see throughout this paper that the student wrote, the thesis is television is proven to be harmful due to the dramatic rise in childhood obesity, unrealistic body images, and increased depictions of violence. So here, television is harmful because of childhood obesity. We have to start with that first. So here you have, this is how the person develops it. The person says that, kids gorge themselves on Twinkies, then they sit in front of the TV and then they see these junk food commercials that the TV show, McDonald's and Burger King, and they get excited and they get, they start begging their parents to go to, McDonald's for a Happy Meal, and their parents take them and then they come back and they just basically sit in front of the TV. And so they gain a lot of weight doing that. That's how this person decided to develop this paper. Okay. That's how this person decided to develop this particular essay. And as you can see, the person added a quote that basically reinforces the whole expert who basically agrees with this person in this paragraph. Expert agrees with this person's point of view in this paragraph. And that's how you're going to set it up. And of course, you have your body paragraphs and your conclusion. And that's pretty much it. Okay, guys, so I have pretty much quickly gone over everything with you. It's up to you to actually go back and sit down and read. Now, again, I can, explain to you all day and all night how to write something. Writing is all about actually sitting down, getting to it, because that's the only way you're going to figure out what you need to work out and the kinks you need to work out. And of course, as you write, I would ask questions. Okay. Don't write the whole thing and then just don't ask questions. because I'm here to help you. I really am. And I would show me something sooner rather than later. Okay, that's what I would do. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.